Okay, so we're going to go through some of the activities from the Early Language Plus group, and within that group we work on concepts and we work around trying to find activities that will kind of encourage that concept so your child are getting used to understanding the language. So week one we work on wet and dry. So one of the things that we do is we also want to look at body parts, making sure that they've got that language and the understanding, and also clothes. So one activity that you could do, I mean obviously it's quite nice weather at the moment, you might be able to play out in the garden with some water play, and if you've got some dolls, you could do some bath in the dolls. So when we talk about introducing a concept, we want to talk about wet and dry, and we want to give your child the idea of what wet and dry is. So obviously what we do is we have a couple of cloths and we have some water in our bath. So before we start the activity, we have a look, we give the cloth out and say, oh, have a little feel. What do you think about this cloth? Do you think it's wet or do you think it's dry? And let them have a feel at it. And they might give you an answer, they might not. They say, oh, I think this is dry. And then you can say, so I'm going to make it wet now, let's see. And so obviously put the cloth in the water. And, oh, look. Oh, feel that now. Oh, it's all wet. It's all wet. Look, and this one is dry. And so you can give them the comparisons so they're getting used to seeing what the difference is. And you're talking all the time around wet and dry. So now we're going to wash our babies. So you put our babies in the bath. So what we want to do, you can do this when they're having a bath themselves, and what we want to do is talk about body parts. And so we're going to talk about washing different parts of the body. So you say, oh, can you wash baby's hands? And so we want them to follow that instruction and wash the baby's hands. There we go. Or if they're in the bath, and so wash your hands. Okay. Can you wash baby's nose? And so obviously we want them to find the body part and give it a wash. One the other way that you could do it is once you've done a few body parts, you can say, oh, what shall we wash next? Oh, and let them decide and tell you what to wash next. So it might be they'll choose wash hair, so you can wash the hair, washing hair. And you might want to sing a song while you're doing that. You might want to sing, this is the way we wash our hair, wash our hair, wash our hair. This is the way we wash our hair, wash, wash, wash. And then obviously get them to choose another one. So it might be, oh, can you wash baby's legs? So washing baby's legs. You might have a giggle and say, oh, can you wash baby's bottom? So that way they've got to turn baby over and wash the bottom. Okay, and these are things that you can do in the bath on themselves, get them to wash the different body parts so that they know. And then obviously once baby's all washed, we need to dry baby. So obviously bringing in that concept now, so that's all wet, baby's wet, and now we need to dry baby. And just like when they're getting dried from out of the bath, you can talk about drying different body parts and drying baby. So you can dry baby's tummy and dry baby's back, dry baby's legs and dry baby's toes. So we're just all the time talking about the different body parts and bringing in that concept of wet and dry.